Okay, so today I decided to do something a little different. Today I'm going to define some anime terms that more people should know. I'm not going to give the official meaning, I'm going to define it in my own way, so if that's a little too confusing, feel free to Google it after the video. So, let's get started. I didn't think I needed to define this one, but I see too many people just calling it Japanese comics. They are kinda like Japanese comics, but you read them from right to left, and they're typically in black and white instead of color. Manga is essentially a Japanese comic though, so if that's what you're used to calling it, feel free to. There are several Japanese honorific suffixes which use the end of someone's name, which I'll be going over right now. Chan is typically used for girls and younger boys. It shows a strong familiarity with the person. If you call an older man, let's say for example Bob-chan, it can be taken as an insult because it means that the person is very, very unmanly. Kun is the opposite of chan. It's used for boys that you are very close to. Like chan, you do not call a girl, for example, Amanda-kun, because you mean you're very unladylike and not really a girl at all. San is the equivalent of Mr. or Mrs. It's typically used for teachers and people who are much older and smarter than you. San is also kinda like giving respect to the person and respecting their position. Sama is typically the go-to word for someone who is older than you. It can be used for both genders like san, and it also conveys a certain level of respect for the person. Sensei is almost exclusively used for teachers or people who are teaching you something like an instructor or a tutor. Like all of the other ones, it conveys a certain level of respect for that individual. Senpai originally means upperclassman or an older individual that you highly respect. In the westernized version, it now means person of romantic interest or obsession, which is technically incorrect, but because of its evolution, you can still use it either way. Kohai is the opposite of senpai. Kohai means lower classman or someone younger than you who you highly respect. Those are all the typical ones that will come up in Japanese language. I'm gonna move on to some more anime-related terms now. Shonen is a type of anime that's more directed and caters towards the male demographic. There are typically action or adventure animes with very busty female leads. Some famous shonen animes would be things like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Dragon Ball Z. Even though it is made for men, women can still enjoy it just the same. JoJo is a type of anime that is directed to the female demographic. There are usually romance or reverse harem animes like Fruits Basket or Yuno Prince Sama, but like shonen anime, men can enjoy shoujo anime just as much. Bishounen directly translates to pretty boy. Typically, Bishounen are tall, skinny, and as the name implies, pretty, and they will always gather a large female fan base. Bishoujo is pretty girls, typically normal height, skinny, and large breasts, which grant them a large male fan base. Husbando is the westernized version of Bishounen, but it has a slightly different meaning. It means a male anime character you have a romantic interest in, and as the name implies, want to marry. Waifu is the same type of thing, a female anime character you have a romantic interest towards and that you want to most likely marry. Lollies are always female and they look very young, or at least younger than the age of 13. The term lolly is appearance-based only and does not mean they are always that young. A great example of this is Shiro from No Game No Life. Shotas are boys that look under the age of 13. They can be older, but Shota is appearance-based only, just like a lolly. A great example of this is Honey Senpai from Ouran High School Host Club. He does look 10, but he's actually 17 years old in his third year of high school. Lollicons and Shotacons are people who have romantic interest in only or typically lollies and shotas. This is a huge subculture across the world and is only growing from here. It can get pretty weird though, with a 40-year-old crushing on a 12-year-old looking anime character. Traps in animes aren't always cages. If an anime character gets referred to as a trap, it means it's hard to tell what gender they actually are. A great example is Krona from Soul Eater and Chihiro from Danganronpa. A harem is an anime series where one male protagonist is surrounded by attractive females desperate for his love. They are typically romantic comedies, and they can be shows like Monster Musume or The World God Only Knows. A reverse harem is a female protagonist surrounded by attractive males. Some examples are Amnesia, Ouran High School Host Club, and Diabolic Lovers. Ecchi is a series of anime where there is a lot of female fan service, and it's typically a comedy. A good example is High School DxD, Monster Musume, and 11 Days. The original Japanese meaning of otaku was actually an insult. It means to say in style day watching anime, never going outside, and having absolutely no social life. The newer meaning it's taken on is someone who just likes anime and knows a lot about it. Weeaboo has taken on a very negative meaning in North America and Australia recently. Originally, it was the same definition as otaku, but nicer, and now it means someone who is absolutely obsessed with Japanese culture and tries to be more Japanese by using Japanese terms in normal conversation, running like Naruto, or even talking with their favorite anime character. Yaoi, quite simply, is two boys in a gay relationship. That's all I can really say about it. Yuri is the opposite of yaoi, being two girls in a lesbian relationship. Fujoshi is an otaku who obsesses over yaoi and finds it in literally everything. Even if the two boys hate each other, a Fujoshi will always believe that they secretly love each other. I personally am guilty of being one of these. Thank you to everyone who's gotten this far in the video. My English is a bit broken today because I'm not really good at reading off a script, but I tried. If you guys want to see me do a part 2, just leave a like, subscribe, tell me in real life, whatever you guys want to do. That's fine. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Bye!